cups. This recalls God's promise of redemption to the people of Israel, as it says, I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with extraordinary judgments.
This is a very strong grape juice.
Now, in this particular book,
Very
they go
strong.
through some of,
And a mighty good year for the grape too.
remember the Holocaust.
A mighty good year.
Okay?
Larry, that is.
Erev Pesach in 1943, the Battle of Warsaw Ghetto started on the first night of Pesach. For 28 shattering days, while the world watched in silence, a handful of men and women and children pitted their fragility against the massed might of the Nazi war machine. Although the flames have long been extinguished, the embers still smolder. For Pharaoh's come and Pharaoh's go, Shenechab, I can't pronounce that one. How do you pronounce that one? Shenechabs, Belshazzar's, Hamans, and the Hamans. But the freedom fighters of the ghetto will live forever. Fiery testimony to the love of liberty kindled by the Exodus. Once more the covenant of the people had kept faith. And then the one I finish up with is the one on the bottom of page 95. Our Father in heaven, this is Jews in Bergen-Belsen had no matzah for Pesach in 1944. It was decided that it was permissible to eat chametz and that the following prayer should be recited before eating. Decided to eat chametz because otherwise they would die, and therefore that is not the purpose of the mitzvot. Okay, our Father in heaven, behold, it is evident and known to you that it is our desire to do your will and to celebrate the festival of Pesach by eating matzah and by observing the prohibitions against chametz. But our hearts are pained that the enslavement prevents us from doing so, and our lives are in danger. Behold, we are ready to fulfill your commandment, and you shall live by them and not die by them. Therefore, our prayer to you is that you may keep us alive and save us and rescue us speedily, that we may observe your commandments and do your will and serve you with perfect heart. Amen. And they were reading from basically Torah, where it says, you shall live by them and not die by them.
The pianist.
And it goes,
Barbara, Barbara,
more
could you
and
take the fruit and put it in one of your things, because I need the bowl.
including something from Sharansky,
On the contrary.
when he wrote the Soviet government asking for permission to leave. And this is what the Maimonides wrote, and this is basically what they said to people who marched to the gas chambers, saying, Ani mani, ani mani, and what it means is, I believe in the sun, even when it's not shining. I believe in love, even when I do not feel it. I believe in God, even when He is silent. And this is what the Jews in Germany
You can
said.
feel it, but you can't see it, right? Who said that?
No, you
Well,
can
I
see
mean,
it. Yeah, you can see it, you can't feel
That's
it.
No.
that's a term of
That's
meaning.
Darwin.
The actual
But you can't see
meaning
it.
is above that. I believe with all my heart in the
you
coming of
can't
the
see it,
Messiah,
but you feel it.
even though He may tarry. I will wait each and every day for His arrival. That's what Maimonides wrote in the 12th century, and that's what somebody else wrote, was the other one I read.
I just going to it.
All right, you want to fill Elijah's cup?
It's, yeah,
Is that it? Is that it?
yeah, fill the cup.
Oh,
No, I thought it was filmed already.
And then
Fill it
add
with
more.
this, or fill it with grape juice, or whatever you want to fill it with.
Here, take
Yeah, get the, yeah.
this one.
Guys, fill it,
Oh, I
fill
thought you
it.
filled it already.
It is, but you gotta put it,
Oh, fill it
there's
later.
more, yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more. That's enough.
What did Aaron say?
Elijah is
Well, I
outside.
want to come in and,
He looks like a cat. If you go to the door, you'll see Elijah.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It looks like a cat. Come back 2.5 months, and I call the cat's name, come running, and it's old already. It's old.
I gotta do a discussion with Tova about this particular section, which she says horrible, it should be omitted, and I said it should not be. Pour out your wrath upon those who do
We're
not
not
know
ready yet.
you.
Right,
Elijah's
Elijah's climbing on the door.
Pour out your wrath upon those who do not know you, and upon the governments which do not call upon your name. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste to his dwelling place. Pour out your fury upon them, let the fierceness of your anger overtake them. That's from Psalms. Pursue them in indignation and destroy them from under your heavens. Lamentations. And she said, oh, that's terrible, you shouldn't have that in the Seder. I says, not what, I don't think it's fine, as long as we have governments,
So it
heads
says we
of
should
states and
destroy
governments
the enemy.
that just wanted to take us and put us back in the camps and destroy us, okay?
When do you read Lamentations?
Allison,
Tisha B'Av.
you want to give
Tisha B'Av.
Elijah a Pesach meal?
No.
Did you see
Elijah meant
Defiance?
food. Did we have any?
What?
Did you see Defiance, the
You have
movie?
no spread.
Oh,
It's
yes.
like all the food is good.
Oh,
There's
yes.
no food for
Good.
Elijah?
Very good movie, yeah.
Wine?
But there's wine.
Can Elijah have
No.
We'll
wine?
close it now.
And The Pianist, which was about the Warsaw Ghetto.
What?
The Pianist with Adrian
Close your
Brody.
door,
I don't
Barbara.
remember.
Oh, we finished
I
Elijah
thought I
already?
saw it, but
We
I
didn't
don't
see
remember.
it.
He won the
Haley,
Oscar for acting.
Where is that? Tishbe.
Middle of 104 to the bottom.
Oh,
You want a picture of Elio?
Soon in our days, the prophet Elijah will come and bring the
Give her
share.
some food.
Get out of the way.
Give her a handful. You gotta give Elijah some food.
She don't like, she ran away. She don't like my sweet
Food is
thing.
fresh.
That is here.
Elijah.
We already said Hallel, so we'll, you know,
Is the
Gatman's
cat is here.
stay.
Yeah.
We can skip Hallel, we already said Hallel. So Shul wants to,
Hallel, we'll say it tomorrow till the shul.
say it again tomorrow.
Ah,
This is like socks, this cat. Huh? He's got socks on. Yes.
That's
Yes,
Johnson.
kitty.
Tuxedo, yes, it's
What's his name?
tuxedo on.
Gottman.
Gatman.
All right, let's finish up.
It comes from, how do you say cat in Spanish?
Page 115,
Carto?
Stephen.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
Page 115.
Yes, okay.
It's a Spanish cat.
Nishmat.
Spanish Jew.
What do you want me to read?
It started for the breath
The
of all
breath
living.
of all that lives praises you, Adonai our God. The force that drives all flesh exalts you, our King, always. Transcending space and time, you are God.
You like the
Without you, we have no other to rescue and redeem us, to save us and sustain us, to show us mercy in disaster and distress. God of all ages, God of all creatures, ceaselessly extolled. You guide the world with kindness, its creatures with compassion. God neither slumbers nor sleeps. You stir the sleeping, support the falling, free the fettered, raise those bowed down, and give voice to the speechless. You alone do we acknowledge.
Could song fill our mouth as waters fills the sea? Could joy flood our tongues like countless waves? Could our lips utter praises as limitless as the sky? And could our eyes match the splendor of the sun? Could we soar with arms like eagle's wings and run with gentle grace of the swiftest deer? Never could we fully state our gratitude for 1/10,000th of the lasting love which is your precious blessing, dearest God, granted to our ancestors and to us. From Mitzrayim you redeemed us. From the house of bondage you delivered us. In famine you nourished us. In prosperity you sustained us. You rescued us from the sword, protected us from pestilence, and saved us from the severe and lingering disease. To this day your compassion has helped us. Your kindness has not forsaken us. Never abandon us, Adonai our God. These limbs which you formed for us, this soul force which you breathed into us, this tongue which you set in our mouth, must thank, praise, extol, exalt, and sing your holiness and sovereignty. Every mouth shall thank you, every tongue shall pledge devotion. Every head shall bow to you, every knee shall bend to you, every heart shall revere you, every fiber of our being shall sing your glory. As the psalmist said, all my bones exclaim Hashem, who is like you, saving the weak from the powerful, the needy from those who would prey on them. Who can equal you? Who can who can be compared to you?
Yeah, but
Great, mighty, awesome, exalted God, creator of heaven and earth. We extol you, even as David sang, praise Hashem, my soul. Let every fiber of my being praise his holy name.
Go ahead, you read.
Larry?
Larry's gonna read.
Where are we? The last word I heard was babysit.
What?
The last word.
You are God through the vastness of your power, great through the glory of your name, mighty forever, awesome through your awesome works. You are King enthroned supreme.
All right. He inhabits eternity, sacred and exalted. As the psalmist has written, "Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous. It is fitting for the upright to praise him. By mouth of the upright you are extolled. By the words of the religious you are praised. By the tongue of the faithful you are acclaimed. In the heart of the saintly you are hallowed."
You have dyslexia, Larry?
No, I can't see. My glasses are full of turkey juice. Why? What happened?
No, he said you are. It's all you, and he said.
Why you have? Oh, sorry.
You know what?
I gotta wash my glasses. I was doing all that cutting of the turkey and then
I
cleaning.
thought you had dyslexia.
I can't see. Can't see out of my glasses.
Give it to Allison, she'll wash it.
No, I'll go wash like that. I can't see out of them.
Generation, your name shall be glorified in song, our King. For it is the duty of all creatures, Hashem, our God, and God of our ancestors, to thank, laud, and glorify you, extolling, exalting, to add our own praise to the songs of David, your anointed servant. You shall always be praised, great and holy God, our King in heaven and on earth. Songs of praise and psalms of gratitude become you, acknowledging your might and your dominion. Yours are strength and sovereignty, sanctity, grandeur, and glory always. We offer you our devotion, open our hearts in thanksgiving. Praised are you, sovereign of wonders, crowned with adoration, delighting in mortal song and song, exalted King, eternal life of the universe. Stephen, read.
119. What are we reading?
118 or 119?
What are we reading?
You don't know as, you don't know as, you don't know as.
I don't know. This is a song. That's it.
Wait, but we didn't even drink the fourth cup.
The fourth cup is back here.
Where? I didn't miss
Ay,
it.
wala na.
Counting the
Aircon
Alma.
niyo, Jaya.
No,
The
where?
fourth cup is 135.
Where?
135.
We didn't get up to that yet.
That's the fourth cup.
What about
The fourth cup. Oh, let's
You're not going to count the Alma?
count the Yoma after.
No,
No?
it says before.
You want to count the Yoma before? Okay.
You're supposed to count the
Count the
Alma.
Yoma, okay.
What about Aircon niyo?
No, hey, the Melech, Asher, Kiddushon, Mitzvah, Yonah, Alsis, Rosh,
Salome, Hayom,
This is the first
Yom
day.
Echad
The
Le'omer.
first day of the Omer.
After Pesach, after the first day of Pesach,
count
count 50 days, 49 days,
To log bone.
49 days.
No, Lag
Lag
BaOmer is in
Boma
the middle,
is the middle, means,
toward the middle.
it
And what
means,
is
I
it-
forget what the number Lag is.
But
Go get me the
what's
calendar.
the, why is it a holiday?
Because there was a plague, and I don't know how many thousands of people died.
And a whole bunch of bad things
Yeah.
happened.
And that's in
They
Israel?
Up
were
until that
students,
point.
they were students of a yeshiva or some rabbi,
Yeah.
and I don't know, thousands of them
Died,
died,
murdered.
and it broke on that day, the
Yeah.
plague. And on that day, you could
They
have
started
weddings.
from Pesach
Oh.
to that, all terrible things.
Lag
Heard
BaOmer.
that.
I don't know where the Jewish calendar is, Allison.
Now, I'll tell you what day.
Yeah.
I don't know the
That's
number.
okay, I'll trust you.
Lag is
that
a
it-
Hebrew number.
Yeah.
I know this time it occurs, I'm gonna either be on the road, okay, to Sandy, or actually in Sandy's house. So it's somewhere between the 10th of May and the 14th of
Well,
May.
the 10th
Correct,
of
it's
May,
the
you're
12th.
gonna
The
be
terrible things happened or didn't happen or stopped
It stopped
happening.
It's the boys.
Stop
it's the
happening.
happening.
Here,
So
here.
Lag
I'll
Boma
have it here.
is a joyous day because that happened.
That stopped happening.
That's the boys'
Days in
turn one.
between.
Get married.
The days in between,
10th of May.
people feel it's bad luck to
Yeah.
get married,
Really?
yeah.
The 33rd,
They don't cut their hair.
They
the
don't.
30,
They
30.
don't
You get a bad
shave.
haircut?
They don't
all
shave.
kinds of, there's all kinds of
I
things.
had a $20 haircut.
No music is
Yeah.
played,
I
blah,
said-
blah,
I said
blah.
So when is the end of that?
Plague was
On what
lifted.
day? The 33rd day after
Yeah,
Pesach?
Yeah,
The
it's
33rd
when
day of the
you go
Omar.
up.
You start
Yeah.
counting the Omar
Tonight.
Tonight.
What's in
$100
Omar?
for a haircut.
Omar was a
Ridiculous.
measure,
Curly hair
When-
is easy.
when-
to
when they were in the desert, they would collect the manna,
It's cheaper.
okay?
Manna.
There was
Well, no, how
almost
much
a
I
measure,
paid for
that's
it,
all,
I
simple
did.
measure.
What I paid them
I don't
for,
ask what the dimensions of the
different.
measure are, it's explained, but, it's a measure,
$45.
okay? And
You
they
can't do
would
anything
count,
with curly hair.
I paid
that measure,
$45 to cut my hair.
each day was a certain measure
They can make it
of,
too long on top and then it's
of grain,
weighs
let's say.
down.
And they would count 49,
Florida,
and on
I paid
50th
like
day,
$17
the
to
Shavuos,
get my hair
How
cut.
much?
okay? Which is
17.
the,
But that's without, you know, the
day
washing
of
the
the
hair.
giving of the Ten
If you
Commandments.
wash the hair, then I think it was
Oh, that was my
25,
joke.
you know, the
What?
wash. and
It's how did the
hair
Jews get
cut.
the Ten
Just go and
Commandments?
Take the spray
give
bottle
up.
and spray.
Well, they
and-
went, the first, I forget the whole thing, but the third one was, they went to the Italians, and the Italian says, what are
Oh,
they?
yeah.
And they
Oh,
said,
there's-
oh, you know this one?
well, it's right, go ahead.
Yeah, and then, I don't know why the Italians don't want, we don't, thou shalt not kill, and the French say, what does it say? And they say, thou shalt not commit adultery, and they say, oh, no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
And they say to the Jews, how much does it cost?
Right,
And God says, it's free. They said, okay, we'll take 10.
okay, right.
Who's that,
Yeah.
Deb?
That's cute.
I had something like that at the Arab market.
Yeah.
The Arab guy wanted to sell me a shirt, and I said, "Oh, it's a beautiful embroidered shirt for sure, but I'm just a high school student. I can't afford it." So he says, "For you, my cousin, well, I'll use dollars.
Yeah.
$10. Oh, it's worth more than that. I know for sure, but even $10 is too much for me." For you, my cousin, $5. $5, I'll take 3 of them. That's what I said. So I was really in the Arab market.
When I travel, I never tell
Yeah.
them I'm from New York.
Mistake.
Otherwise they'll just jack the price up.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech
Adonai.
haolam, borei pri hagafen. Lashana haba b'Yerushalayim.
Next year in
Nishana
Passover.
haba, nishana.
You wanna know what the Elijah cup is all about? The Elijah cup is the 5th cup. Yeah, because it's a 5th promise, and I will bring you into the land. And the rabbis argued, and argued, and argued whether it should be 4 or 5 cups. And they said they're gonna let, whenever the Talmud couldn't answer a question,
I have a book.
okay, it was left for Elijah to answer,
I have a
when
book.
Elijah comes. So the compromise was, they left the cup to
This is
Elijah.
Uncle Melvin's. This is Uncle Melvin's. This
Well, hang
belongs
on
to
to
you. Why? No, this is yours.
They're all mine, so what does that have to do?
I know, but